Jimmy had a dream to the point he got up out of bed and started typing.
At 4:47.
Is it called typing even though you're on your computer?
True. The act is typing. It's just not on a typewriter.
Right. And you wrote some notes about your dream.
It's very disjointed, but it was a very bizarre dream, and I don't know exactly what it was about. It started before the dream. I was in Conan O'Brien's studio, and I didn't realize that the stage was raised, so I went up one level. And I was trying to get on the stage to see somebody I knew, but then the area was filled up with water, so I think I had to piss. So that had nothing to do with the dream.
What do you mean that had nothing to do?
I don't know.
Were you dreaming that?
Yeah, but then I was at like front.
How do you know that had nothing to do with the dream?
Because I remembered it after, but it was before. And then I was at like Brewer's house or somebody's house, and the backyard was flooded. And I kept trying to, like, there was a hose in the backyard, and I was very thirsty. I really wanted to drink out of the hose, which I hope isn't a fucking blowjob reference.
Yes. You were thirsty all
I was
night.
very freaked out. So here's the main dream. I don't know what the event was, but George Bush Jr. and Bill Clinton were going to be at the event, and I had access to them.
Wow.
And I don't know how I remember, but I got a picture with Bill Clinton. And I was... I met Bush. I was getting a picture with George Bush.
Yeah.
And he was friendly, but I handed my camera to a woman, and she was shaking so badly, and the underside, she was pointing the underside of the camera. And I'm like, no.
Just completely fucking Jimmy's picture.
And I'm like, no, turn around. So she's shaking fucking violently. And then we get the picture, and I remember I slapped Bush on the back, and I go, I knew you'd be so much fun to meet and talk to, and he was very friendly. And then as we're done taking our picture, I noticed another guy walks around from behind us. So I realized, I'm like, I hope he's not in my fucking picture with us.
Has these dreams about these picture anxiety things.
But so I look at the picture, and it's extremely pixelated and blurry. And we look like three homeboys. Like, I'm in the front, and George Bush is, you can kind of see him behind me. And this other guy is behind him.
Oh, photobombed you.
But it looked like the actor who played fucking Charles Keating in the movie. I don't know who that was in the Keating Loan and Scandal movie. So I'm like, I have to get... The picture is very, very blurry. So I know I have to get another copy of this picture. And E-Rock is around, and he tells me that these guys are appearing at this other public place. And if I just wait there with E-Rock, he'll take me there. But right now, he's gonna help someone else get a picture with the president. So just stay there with E-Rock.
E-Rock's your go-to guy?
He's my go-to guy. But I don't remember why, but I went back to an old location that I had been in earlier in the dream to see if the presidents were there. I got greedy. And this girl who I really liked was there, and she goes, no, they left. You missed them.
Oh, no.
And she was hurt for some...
Why didn't you listen to E-Rock?
I don't know. But this girl was hurt. She was injured. And she asked to borrow some money for a cup of coffee. She needed money for a coffee shop. So I gave her 20. I'm like, no, keep it. You don't have to pay me back. Because I wanted her to go out with me. But I kept giving her my number and reading the digits, but she couldn't understand the number.
Don't you hate that?
So I was like 7539, and I kept writing it, but I couldn't write it where she would read it.
Jesus.
But then I realized I'm missing the presidents. I realized I was wasting time
I'm
here.
wasting time with this dumb bitch.
So I panic, and I run back to the place. It's the Sirius XM office, but it's a giant open, like, you ever see the inside of a shopping mall with like an open-air vestibule and all these shops around?
Yes.
That's what the office was like. And Jim Brewer was there, and Keith Robinson was there, and I'm like, where's E-Rock? And they're all laughing at me. Ah, stupid, looking for E-Rock. And they're all laughing at me because I'm trying to find Eric. And I'm looking through my cell phone for fucking E-Rock's number, and I'm panicking. Because I look up E-Rock, and I realize I have him under Eric, and I just keep dialing the wrong number, and I can't get fucking E-Rock.
This is so exhausting.
So I finally bump into Andrew Moss, who's our CFO, the Chief Financial Officer here, who I know and I like. And he's wearing a college sweatshirt, and he's bleeding from the lip, and he has blood all over the front of his shirt.
Jeez.
I probably punched him.
But no, he didn't look hurt. He just had blood on the front of his shirt. But I knew him wearing a college sweatshirt, man. He wasn't well dressed anymore. I missed the event. And he goes, I go, like, is it happening? Did I miss it? He goes, no, but I think we're leaving. He goes, the address is 5th and Beam. 5th and Beam. So I have to get to 5th and Beam here in Manhattan. And I'm walking along, and I hear this old lady driving by yelling at the car. and a black guy I see in front of me. She's like, it's him, it's him. Oh. He's the one. I think he's on acid. But I'm like, I'm worried that this was a tranny dream because I'm writing it out, and I was rushing this morning, and when I wrote it out, I wrote it space him, but I put the S in the wrong place. It was shim. I'm like, oh my God, I hope this wasn't a shemale dream.
Shim.
Because I'm walking, and I know that this black guy's trouble, and I know that he's a problem, and I hear him walk around and start walking with the group I'm walking with. I don't know who they are. And he starts to bother this girl that I'm walking with. And I'm like, I know I have to step in here and say something. So I finally say something like, so leave her alone. Stop bothering her. And I punch this black guy in the face. Ooh. But he turns, and it's a tranny.
Oh, no.
But it's not a real face. It's a doll face looking at me.
Oh, that's
It was
creepy.
a black plastic doll face. And so I say, is anybody going to help me here? Is anybody going to help me? And this white guy's looking at me, and he's disinterested, and he walks away. So now I have to fight this person, but I also have to get downtown and see the presidents. So I hop in a cab, and when I hop in a cab, E-Rock comes over, and he's wearing a tuxedo. And he looks in the window, and I know I've missed the event because he's holding like a fucking booklet that I know is from the event. And he goes, what did he say to me? He goes, oh, we were in the wrong place before. And I know he's telling me, and I know he has photos with both presidents, and I know I've missed the event because this asshole is smiling and beaming, and I'm like, I should have just stuck with E-Rock.
Oh.
And so I get in the cab, and I tell the guy, we have to go to 5th and Beam, and he's running red lights for me, and then I realize we're driving down suburban roads.
Oh,
and this is the wrong place.
You're not in the city?
But now I wonder if it's a drinking dream, because 5th and Beam was, I thinking, 5th Jim Beam. Was that a drunk dream? I don't know what that was. And then I woke up. That was my entire dream.
That is so fucked up. I like the detail of the plastic face.
The plastic doll face with like girl doll hair. And E-Rock in his tuxedo, and I knew that he had photos. And and Opie's mention was I remember saying I wanted to tell George Bush that Opie has a picture with Clinton, so I want to get a picture with both of you guys so I have a better picture than Opie. Like, I wanted to tell this to George Bush.
Wow.
That's a real thing between me and Jimmy.
Was,
I bust him all the time that I have a much better picture than he has.
But I wanted to tell the presidents, but it was fucking the frustration of seeing this girl and like giving her 20. It was so weird. She had to go to the coffee shop and needed money. But the frustration of not being heard by this woman, her not hearing. Yeah, it's all hookers. It's a weird sex drinking dream deep down.
Yeah, you think that was what it was?
I don't know what it means.
Coke Logic's got to animate the Jimmy dream.
I don't know what it means, but E-Rock in his tuxedo, I knew that he had pictures with the presidents. And I'm like, why didn't I just... It's almost like I feel like I'm missing out on life by doing all this sexual shit. Because I was trying to give this girl my number, and I gave her money... But meanwhile, I'm missing.
You're missing what you want to do, and
I'm missing the event.
The big thing.
It really shook me when I woke up, though. I couldn't go back to sleep. I was really bothered.
That's weird. Yeah.
Might mean nothing.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of meaning in there.
I don't know.
Picture taking, and
I think it's. I don't know. Are dreams really
you're constantly chasing something that's just out of reach?
Do you look at dreams like that and get so deep into them, or are they very just surface oriented?
I think they're
synapse
both.
fucking.
I think they're
snapping.
nonsense because I think first of all you can't. When people read your dreams, it's stupid because you don't even remember all of the dream. You only remember certain tiny little things.
Very very rough. That's pretty detailed because you.
No, I know Jimmy.
That
Jimmy,
is real good.
Because he was able to get out of bed. Most people wouldn't get out of bed, and then they would try to tell someone what their dream was about.
Yeah.
And then that person will go, well, I know exactly what's going on in your life because of what you told me.
I try to just go right back to sleep and continue.
No, that's
I
the
thought
worst.
of that too.
Yeah.
But I might have
never
figured
works,
out why I have this picture obsession. I don't know if I talked about this, but I told you I wrote about it in Happy Endings when I was a kid. I had that crush on that girl. Who, I loved her, and I didn't know. We got caught fooling around under the blanket kissing, but I don't remember what happened. But she was moving, and my parents were like, go say goodbye to her, go say goodbye to her. And I couldn't say goodbye to her. I couldn't do it. I just froze in my house, and I looked at my clothes all folded, and I couldn't do it. Whoa. So I went down, and she had already left. So I never saw her again after that, never. But I always wondered if capturing these celebrity moments, it's almost like with ex-girlfriends or whatever, I always keep them around, even as friends, like, I can't let go. And it's almost like because I missed this fucking thing, I have to capture it and fucking corral it and keep it Because I've never forgotten that moment of looking at those clothes. And I joked about it in my book. But seeing that fucking folded pile of clothes and not being able to get dressed, not being able to move myself and go say goodbye to that girl.
Why couldn't you? Like, why couldn't you?
I couldn't.
It was too sad.
It was if I
much,
don't
probably.
acknowledge it, it won't be true.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
How old were you?
Maybe 5 or 6. It was a puppy love crush thing. It wasn't sexual. It was like, and I don't remember her name or what she looked like.
Well, we've talked about this. That's hardcore sex for a 5-year-old.
Oh,
it's that same emotion.
Yeah, same intensity.
Not having sex as a 5-year-old, but it's the same type of shit in your head. Though.
Yeah.
I think I was
You're really in love with someone. Hanging around with exes, get the fuck out.
No, but not even hanging around with them, but just knowing that I can
life?
occasionally corral them, even as friends. Like, I don't want to fuck them. I don't fuck my ex-girlfriends ever.
Just having them around still in some way? Fuck
but
that.
there's one from 10 years ago who I think is mad at me and she won't talk to me anymore. Yeah, and I don't know why. But I'm curious, like, how is she doing? I don't want to date her. I don't want to fuck her. But I just want to know how she is. I don't know why I can't just go fuck these people and put them out of my life anymore. Like, why do I have to capture every moment on... It's almost like when I meet these celebrities, I don't bother them. I really don't want to go hang out with them. I don't call. I have fucking some of their numbers. I have fucking Omar's number, Jamie Hector. I've texted them a couple of times, like, hey, if you want to come down to the cellar, but not incessantly. I don't need them in my life being best friends. I don't try to overtake their lives. Why do I corral these?
Yeah, but some of those
moments?
guys want to be friends with you.
Some of them do.
Just on a real level too, by the way. Not because you're famous and he's famous.
I think some of them might want to.